Hello?
Miss Lestico, guess what time it is?
What time?
It's time for math!
Yay!
Hey, first grade, welcome to math.
That's right, we have another day of time.
That's right, Miss Lestico. Our target is still, I can tell time to the half hour. And I remember it was a little different because telling time to the hour, that was an o'clock. But telling time to the half hour?
Well, that is 30 minutes. Because remember, each of these numbers on the hour hand represent 5 minutes. And so we have to count by 5 starting at our o'clock to figure out what minute time it is.
That's right. And today we're going to practice telling time when I would be doing something like, when I might eat breakfast or lunch. But before we do that, we have a cool video that's going to help us remind us all about different times.
Well, let's go ahead and watch it.
Repeat the hours and half hours of the day after me. 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock, 12:30. Awesome job!
Wow, Miss Lestico, that video reminded me that when I am drawing time to the half hour, that hour hand is in between two numbers. It's not pointing directly at an hour. And my minute hand, or my longer hand, is pointing straight at the 6.
That's right. It's really important for us to remember that we haven't made it to the next hour yet. You have to go backwards to the number that it's still in.
Yeah, and I remember when I was telling time to the hour, it was pointing directly at that hour.
So it makes it a little bit easier to tell which hour it's in.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Lime, I have some questions for us about different times in the day that we do things. And we're going to figure out what would those times look like on our digital and analog clocks.
Oh, okay, let's get started.
All right, our first question says, when does Miss Lime eat breakfast?
Oh my goodness. Well, Miss Lestico, I wake up really early, so I eat breakfast at 5:30.
Wow. Okay. So if I was going to write the time that Miss Lime eats breakfast, I would have to put 5:30. So I go after my dots and I have 30. Well, what would that look like?
Would you ever have a number in front there, Miss Lestico?
So I know that this 5 is in the ones place. And, well, there's nothing in the tens place. So I could also put a 0 in the tens place to show that it's just 05 or 5:30.
Oh, okay. Well, how would I show 5:30? Well, I eat breakfast at 5:30. I'm going to start with my minute hand. It's 30 minutes, so I'm going to point my minute hand directly towards the 6 because I know that is showing 30 minutes. And my minute hand is longer, so it's going to go all the way through the 6. Now, 5:30, it's not going to be pointing directly at the 5. It's going to have gone half past the 5, so it's moving towards the next number, which would be 6. So I'm going to use my strategy of putting a little dot in between the 5 and the 6. It's not all the way down because remember, my hour hand is shorter. Now I can connect it back to the middle of my clock and draw my arrow. So this is showing 5:30. Okay, Miss Lestico, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Ready? What time is school over at Skipshaw?
Ooh, well, at Skipshaw, you're usually picked up by your parents or you go to the bus at 3 o'clock.
Oh, that's right. Okay, let me see. 3 o'clock. So I know the hour is 3, and if I wanted to, I could put that 0 there. And o'clock. Oh, 2 zeros. So this is what my digital time would look like for 3 o'clock.
Well, now let me go ahead and draw that on my analog clock. So I know it should be 3 o'clock. I'm starting with my minutes, and o'clock means that it's pointing towards the 12. So I'm going to draw a line all the way up through the 12 with my arrow in it. And, well, it's 3 o'clock. Oh, I know that when we are telling time to the hour, we can make our hour hand pointing directly at the number because it hasn't moved yet. It just started in this 3 hour. So I have 3 o'clock. All right, let's look at our next question. It says, what time does Miss Davidson go to lunch?
Well, let me think. Miss Davidson's class is one of the last classes that goes to lunch. You guys know that, right? I think, Miss Davidson normally goes to lunch at 12:30.
Oh, 12:30. Okay, well, I had 12 for my hour. Oh, and I don't have to put a 0 in front because I have a number in the tens place. So I have 12:30. So my minutes are going to be 30. Well, what would that look like on the analog clock, Miss Lime?
Well, I'm going to start with my minutes, and I have 30 minutes. So I know that my minute hand, longer hand, is going to be pointing down directly towards the 6. So I'm going to draw my minute hand all the way through the 6. Now my hour, it's not going to be pointing directly at the 12 because it's 12:30, which means it's half past. So I need to go half past the 12. And after 12 comes 1. So I'm going to put my little dot right here in between the 12 and the 1. And then I can connect it back to the center to draw my hour hand. So this clock is showing me 12:30. Okay, Miss Lustico, I have one more question.
Okay.
What time does Miss Lustico go to the gym?
Oh, well, Miss Lime, our workout class starts at 4:30. So we go to the gym at 4:30.
Ooh, okay, so if I was writing that digitally, I would write 4, and I can leave it blank, or I can add that 0. Today, or this time, I'm going to leave it just the 4. And 30. Oh, it would look like this. After the colon, I have my hours, and then my minutes.
Wow, good job, Miss Lime. Now, on an analog clock, looking at my digital time, 4:30. Well, I know that 30 means that my minute hand is going to be pointing towards the 6 because we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'm going to draw my arrow straight down through the 6 to make sure I have my long hand for the minute hand. And if it's 4:30, I know that we started in the hour 4 and we're making our way to 5 o'clock. So it's going to be in between 4 and 5. So I'm going to use Miss Lime's strategy, draw a dot, and then draw a line going back up and draw my arrow. And that would show 4:30. It's your turn.
On Seesaw, you're going to have an assignment where we ask you questions about what time maybe you eat breakfast or what time you go to bed or any different kind of scenario. And it's your job to show us on a digital clock and an analog clock what time that would be.
That's right. Miss Lime, most of the questions that we asked, the times had either o'clock or 30. Now, sometimes it was a little bit off. You know, we might actually go to the gym at 4:25 sometimes. If that's the case for one of your times, just round it to the next o'clock or 30 minutes. Because remember, we're practicing telling time to the hour and half hour. So try to pick one of those times.
Yeah, it's okay if it's not 100% true of the time. If it's close to the time, you can pick the o'clock or the half hour.
And of course, when you're all done, don't forget to hit that green check mark. Good luck!